In this video, I'm going to be telling you about Abu Dhabi's $100 billion AI bet and how it's actually reshaping the real estate space as well. This is not financial advice, just the reasoning behind why I'm personally looking to commit more capital there as well. So let's jump right into it. So first of all, while everyone was watching Dubai, Abu Dhabi has quietly been moving a lot and making big bets in the AI space. They have started a $100 billion fund, and they are building the largest AI data center on earth outside of the United States, with huge deals already lined up with companies like OpenAI, Microsoft, Nvidia, and xAI. And here's why they are going all in. So they want to become the world's first AI native government, and they set out to do this by 2027, so next year. They've already committed a lot of capital to this in the last few years, and they are expecting a 24 billion dirham GDP contribution from this sector and also 5,000 jobs being created. Here's who's spending the money on what and why it actually matters. So the biggest player in the space is MGX, which is Abu Dhabi's AI fund. They have a target assets under management of $100 billion plus. They are not there just yet, but they are deploying $10 billion roughly every single year. And it was founded in 2024 in March by Mubadala, which is one of their biggest sovereign wealth funds, and also G42. And this is important, right? Because their AI portfolio looks already crazy. Here are just some of the companies that are part of it. So first of all, they were actually a backer in OpenAI, plus a founding partner in Stargate project. They're also co-lead investor in Anthropic. They are also a large stakeholder in Elon Musk's AI company xAI. They also invested into Databricks, a bunch of different AI infrastructures, and also some aligned data centers. So they are placing their bets in a lot of big companies and also a lot of infrastructure at the same time. So this is Stargate UAE, a huge project. It's going to be the largest AI data center outside of the US, where they have basically a 5 gigawatt total UAE US AI campus capacity. It's going to be like 9 times the size of Monaco, and it's going to cost around $30 billion. So that's how much money they are actually putting in here, right? They are getting chips from Nvidia, networking from Cisco, and capital from SoftBank as well, operated by OpenAI and Oracle, and being built by G42. Now, it's going to already go live this year. So phase 1 is going to go live in Q3, which is going to be 200 megawatts. And once it's fully built out, they will have 2.5 million GPUs at 5 gigawatts. And that's a lot, right? Like it's positioned to serve AI to a 2,000-mile radius, which is roughly half of the world's population. So the scale of this is absolutely massive. And they are planning for the long term, right? So they got a direct investment of $1.5 billion to develop AI in the region from Microsoft into G42. Also, Nvidia is shipping their latest GB300 systems into the country. I'm not going to pretend like I know what all of these little things are because I'm not a tech expert. The way I look at it is just like there's basically a shit ton of capital flowing into the country, sorry for my language, from all of these huge companies. Basically, this is leading into growth in other sectors here as well. So just to look a little bit at the actual numbers, right? There were just in the first half of 2025 alone, 150 new AI firms launched. The total amount of AI companies in Abu Dhabi was up 61% in a single year. And also the UAE AI talent is number 1 globally at this point, growing at 121%. And they've even created the world's first dedicated AI graduate university, which is kind of anchoring the talent pipeline, right? They're building their own AI university in Abu Dhabi to be able to supply all of this with talented people, right, who are going to be trained there. Now, if you are interested, by the way, in the Abu Dhabi markets, if this is something that you would want to be a small part of through real estate, feel free to reach out to me on WhatsApp and ask me any questions about it. I'm happy to help. Now, again, here's the part that nobody really connects about it, because all of these huge numbers, they sound interesting, right? It's fascinating, but here's how this is actually going to create, in my opinion, a chain reaction. So first you have capital, right? The AI money lands in the emirate. Then they invest that into new infrastructure, and that creates jobs, right? You have data centers, labs, and an AI native government. Now, the jobs bring people, and it brings high earning expats to arrive to fill these jobs. And then after that, the demand outruns supply by a lot, right? And the prices, the value of properties and rents move up, especially that specific sector of properties that this kind of talent is interested in living in, right? So a typical AI salary in the UAE is anywhere from 15,000 to 80,000 plus dirhams per month, right? So it's actually a high paying job, and this type of buyer profile is going to be looking for the high-end stock in the market, right? Luxury apartments, whether it's like waterfront, beachfront, even villas, right? For like the executive directors and really high-level talent. But regardless, the workplace is growing fast, and white-collar jobs are leading the way, right? White-collar professionals. So these kind of high earners are the exact tenant and buyer profile that the high end of the market wants. And the supply already cannot keep up, right? This is a super interesting fact. If we are looking at the amount of like demand on the market for new homes, it's 6.6% per year roughly, and the amount of new supply that's coming to the market in Abu Dhabi is around 2.8% per year. So we're getting roughly around twice as much demand as new supply that's coming to the market. And this is obviously like a really bullish signal for any property market, regardless of whether there is regional conflict going on right now or not. As long as these kind of numbers are going to be on the horizon, you are probably going to be fine in the long term. And the prices and rents are also moving already. So we have seen a 44% increase in total real estate transactions in Abu Dhabi in 2025. Residential sales alone were up 67% year on year, and the rough average home value growth was around 9% year on year. The rents are also pretty healthy, between 5 to 8% in regions closer to ADGM, the financial district. And most of the buying was made up by foreign buyers for around 62% of all of the residential sales value. Now, again, the AI story and the property story are the same story. So capital attracts companies, companies attract talent, and talent needs housing, but the supply cannot keep up. That's my whole thesis basically behind Abu Dhabi real estate. And I want to touch a little bit more on where this actually concentrates again. So the best places to buy, in my opinion, are prime waterfront areas and also villas, right? Because the high earning AI crowd and tech crowd doesn't want to compromise on quality, right? They want master planned communities, they want low density product, and that's where most of the capital appreciation is already happening. If you look at Saadiyat Island, right, you've seen incredible growth happening there, especially on the beachfront units. If we look at Yas Island or Al Reem Island, there has been already a lot of appreciation happening, and the rents have gone parabolic, basically. Even Hudayriyat Island, which is not even handed over yet, some of the more unique villas are reselling at significant premiums, while still being years away from completion. And on top of all of this, if people are purchasing a property that's 2 million dirhams or more, they're also getting a long-term 10-year residency, right? So that is a huge thing for all of these white-collar workers who are coming to work in this AI sector and industry. So here's the takeaway, right? This is a multi-year tailwind. It's not just a moment. It's not just a trend. At this point, I think we can all agree that AI is here to stay, and it's going to become just more and more prevalent every single year for the future. And Abu Dhabi is spending tens of billions of dollars to become a global AI capital. And this capital and this infrastructure that they are creating pulls in more companies, which creates more jobs, and more people are flocking to the city. And basically, the demand is coming faster than they can actually build new homes, especially with how strict Abu Dhabi is with the supply management. They really want to make sure that the market never gets oversupplied. This is important because the investors who understand why the money is moving will be positioned and will be buying the right properties before all the headlines come and before the appreciation happens. So here's just a couple of sources for preparing this material. If you want to look more into this, I would highly recommend you do so. It's always a smart idea before any sort of investment decision, right? To do a lot of research and to really read into it. And yeah, I mean, this whole topic is just absolutely fascinating in my opinion. So I hope you enjoy this one. I hope you found it insightful. Maybe you learned something new. If you are interested in buying real estate in Abu Dhabi, or you just want to talk about it, right? You want to see what's on the market, what you can get with different price points and budgets, whether it's for investment or for end use, feel free to reach out. I'm always happy to chat about this, and I will see you in the next video.